They'll be calling you a radical. We got major breaking news, and I'm going to tie this all together on this activism, this thing, these major events that are leading up. California yesterday, the state of California passed that they're going to bury 45 years of nuclear waste right there on the beach, which will never happen. And I'm going to tell you why it will never happen. And the state of California, the old hands come by yacht, have another debating society. I've been listening to this same bullshit since the 60s. You know, I want to say, you know, the great activists down there, you know, I'll get to that, as they're going to spray you in the East Coast tonight. Oh, NASA, look at the pretty, it's just natural strontium. It won't hurt you. It's natural, like they try to tell us natural plutonium. Like they try to tell you this is natural Fukushima. What's that? Oh, this is nothing. They boiled you like the frogs. And do we have a problem? And I'm going to talk about the Million Mass March. I'm going to talk about the flooding in South Carolina, the N.R.C, the Energy Solutions dump site. This all folds together. Where's the San Onofre generator at the Energy Solutions dump site? Here. They truck stuff back and forth from South Carolina here. If that wasn't a wake-up call to you in South Carolina, 18 freaking at least dams breaches, that wasn't a wake-up call to you fainting goats and you asleep popism gone crazy, I don't know what is. I don't know what is a wake-up call to you. I mean, Fukushima didn't wake you up. Nothing wakes you up. You know, you're in the fucking club. It's like, my buddy says it like this. He says it so perfectly about the evangelicals and the Mormon church. And, you know, as we protest their hijacking Christianity, they're hijacking all religious philosophy, hijacking Jefferson, Hamilton, hijacking Washington. They hijack the whole thing. As he says, I love what he says. His line, you're a gang, the media. The media is the worst gang that ever existed. The mass murdering, killing you, they're a gang. The media is a gang, as I said right in front of the Million Mass March. I stood right there on, remember the 5th of November, on the 13th, the inauguration. I says, the media, fuck them, who needs them? They're not media, but do they have the right to report whatever they want? They don't have the right. They have the right to pick and choose, but they don't have the right to make shit up. And they don't have the right to lie. And they don't have the right to use the media as a weapon. That's malice, that's against the law, that's what they do. He says about the media, you know, about the evangelical church, he says, it's like a gang, the Bloods and the Crips. It's a gang, you know it's wrong, you just want to belong. There's America in air spray. San Onofre, never going to happen. Not going to happen. They're going to spray you with strontium. Let me tell you, strontium 90, natural? No, it's not natural. You can go around, you're all right. And so, they're going to spray you. Why? Why would NASA be spraying? Oh, it'll be pretty. Look at the lights. Strontium 90 is one of the greatest killers in the world. It causes heart attack. It causes cancer. It's pure. Why? Because the control freaks are out of fucking control. You're just feeding them so much money, they just freaking play. This is a play toy too. They're going to take the earth when they go with the Livermore scientists. I want to talk about San Onofre and why this is not going to happen. And I'll tell you why, because I'm involved so heavily. I'm involved so heavily with PG&E, with the N.R.C., in an intimate way, because I'm there all the time and I talk to them. I go have coffee with them. I was at the Omni, as you know, you watch this, I really did go have beers with them. You know, I sit and talk to them. I have logical conversations with them. We know that Harry Reid has blocked Yucca Mountain. You can argue about Yucca Mountain all you want. Just like the TPP. You says, oh, the TPP is a legal act, but that doesn't stop these monsters. Patriot Act's an illegal act. Bush didn't even win an election. Illegal. They don't care because of the... Look, at the Million Mass March, and I'll get to that, and I'll talk a lot about that. Look, I'm talking to them. The Yucca Mountain thesis is going to come alive because that rat Harry Reid's gone from here. Right here. He worked when I mean, he blocked it. Congress passed Yucca Mountain. Only Congress can make law. You know, Obama taking the, I mean, this executive order is bullshit. And you know, no changes are permanent. Culture will flip. And the cop killers and whatever, there's no statute of limitation on murder. And that's what San Onofre is, murder. San Clemente, I'm the guy that reported the leak. I'm the guy in the critical condition hanging out of the bone marrow transplant center in Salt Lake fighting San Onofre. I'm the one that was leaking. And Lori gets mad at me, that great activist down there. You want to know a great activist in Southern California? How about Lori Steele? That artist activist. She's been fighting this tooth and nail. Thank you to Ace Hoffman, his beautiful work. He's been all over this forever. Donna Young, I mean, how about her? I mean, the old activist calls me the last San Diegan. You know, Donna Gilmore, freaking Gene Stone, all of them that have done such great work. It's amazing, but look, You're going to build containers. I want people to very much know this. In Fukushima, Japan, they had these exact same containers. We've got the infrared photos. You can see them. It didn't work. They leaked all over. It's a beyond a stupid idea. And I know that the N.R.C. knows. I know that PG&E knows. I know because I've had conversations with them. I know they know. They fully intend to get it off that cliff because they know what I know. It should have been off there yesterday. They know that, really. And I'll equate this into the cop killings, which is the same dynamic. The N.R.C. will tell you straight up. I call them the nuclear rallying cheerleaders. They'll tell you, we were never set up to handle nuclear waste. The American populace refuses to deal with issues. I says, okay, if they refuse to deal with it, then why don't you follow the congressional law and the congressional act that exists? Congress passed Yucca Mountain. Yucca Mountain is built. Bad idea? Of course it's a bad idea. The lesser of evils, I'll tell you what's a bad idea, just like I said there. Nuclear is a bad idea. And I could tie this all into the cop killings. Now, and I'll tell you why. Because there's no statute, just because you break laws and you create all these laws, you think changes are permanent. No changes are permanent. You're okay. So, there are no changes that are permanent. There's no statute of limitation on murder, and that's what San Onofre's up doing. And the Lord gives me shit because I always say, well, at least San Diego media, Channel 8, Barbie, and, Skipper, they'll report it at Channel 10, which they have. And she says, because she lives, but I'm around. They at least mention a little word. Yeah, they spin it. They oh, go eat some tuna. Let's have our sushi recipes. It's fine. Kids swim in the ocean. Let's go surfing. San Onofre. I was conceived on that beach of San Onofre. Literally born. Literally, me and my little mutated twin sister, we were freaking mutated on that beach. I was conceived right there. My father, Pendleton, hello, Pendleton, the atomic, Pendleton, San Onofre, the same place. Oh yeah, exact same place. On the same square inch of real estate, on the most beautiful break maybe in the world. I mean, my life, literally my life. I got AML leukemia post Fukushima, fighting for my life. They murdered my father. It's going to Yucca Mountain, and I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's a done deal. You can argue it. Take it to Yucca Mountain, reverse, pivot this. Shoot it into space. Why would NASA be dumping strontium on the freaking atmosphere? Oh, pretty colors. Because the control freaks are out of control. These eugenics, genocidal maniacs is what they are at Livermore. I know lots of the Livermore scientists. These rats don't work. Private contracts to make a million. They're taking the earth with them when they leave, just like the Mormons, just like the evangelicals. Jesus died so I could be rich. Osteen is $33 million a year. Non-profit. The NFL's a non-profit. It's a shakedown. America's a scam. They just make it up. Now, I'll be at the Million Mass March, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Million Mass March. Now, why I'm going to tie this in, of all the cop killings and all the issues and everything that's gone on and all my activism along, the one that really broke my heart the hardest was the murder of Danielle Willard. Now, I've talked to Danielle's mom, and here's what I'm going to do for the Million Mass crowd. I'm carrying a picture of Danielle. Now, I would encourage other people to do it, and I'll say why. Last year at the event, there was a young man from Ohio, and he was there, and his brother had just been recently, he's about my age, you can see his Salt of the Earth construction world. His brother had been recently murdered by cops in Ohio for no reason. As we all know this thesis. It's not black, white, it's not up, down, it's socioeconomic. No, it's just you keep feeding. This, and I'll talk about why this is a cultural problem. This is maybe not so much, bad cop, police problem. Look, Danielle Willard was just at an apartment, young, beautiful woman, dropping someone off. That's all. There was a drug bust, these undercover agents staked her out. Not her, she was just stopping it, she's pulling apart. This cop named Kyle, which I know him too, blew her face off. Then he lied about it. The media, KSLQ, KTV, all this media, the media are the criminals. All the media and the news desk, they should be locked up and put in prison. Because they lie. They know they're lying. This propaganda, they're like the Bloods and the Crips. They're in the club they want to belong in. They're the new elite royals. Fucking them. So, he blew her face off. In the investigation, this is how the police got it right. In the internal investigation by the police, they're like, he's lying. On the stand, the investigating police officer says, he's lying. She didn't try to run over her. The car didn't move. There's no anything. We've done all the work. And Dub's great work. If you want to see something great, peace officer. It's a brilliant piece. BYU professor named Scott Christopherson and Dub's son did it. I know Dub my whole life. It's an amazing piece. Melissa's all over in there. And They killed Danielle, a beautiful young 21-year-old woman, for no reason. Media spins it. Media, these rotten creeps. So, we have a good prosecutor down there in West Valley. He charges him with murder under the advice of the police investigation. This is how corrupt it is. But here in Utah, we have a judicial process where there's a pretrial, which is against the law. It's unconstitutional. It violates the 4th, 5th, 6th. That's what we are all about. He tosses it. Well, I got news for you, all you guys. There's no statute of limitations on murder, and it never went to trial, so it's not double jeopardy. Oh, you're going to be charged when this culture flips. And this young man, he was so emotional. You know how intense and emotional we are at that thing. You should have heard his voice booming. You could just feel that raw emotion. There were 2 young Marines. One had his blues, another Marine, right in front of the White House. Threw down, I got to go through some of my videos. I got so many videos, I think I have it. Throws down his blues, and these Marines are fighting these young Marines. They're both got tears running down their eyes. They used me as a pawn, you know, the other ones. It was one of the most intense, radical, beautiful arguments I ever saw. It made me cry. That's who we are. You know, and everybody talks about it. We have the great, you know, as I gave that inaugural speech as we started this flame, John Anthony picked me up at the airport. You know, and that whole thing, it was organic, it was raw. I handed the microphone over to Steve Grant. We have the celebrity. We have the best musician in the world. The only one that really counts, the only thing that gives it. We've got that. He's there. I handed the microphone to Steve Grant. You know, John Anthony that put this baby together, you know, came to me, asked me to lead it. I arranged the police escort. You know, the whole thing, organic. Amazing. We want everybody there. We want everybody to raise their voice, and I'm going to carry my photograph of Danielle. I asked Melissa if it was okay if I did it. You know, and I'd encourage others to do that. I will carry that. And, you know, I'm loud, and, you know, and we have most of the police that are really on our side there that are great. We don't like bad cops. We don't like murders. We don't like anybody. We want justice. The TPP is an illegal act. The 2 Supreme Court justices of Bush, he did not win. It's an illegal act. The Patriot Act's an illegal act. All we want is the truth and justice. As I stood, would you ever think it'd be so difficult to tell the truth? Fighting for my life, full of leukemia. Did any of you ever think it'd be so difficult to tell the truth? To tell the truth is to die. I am Michael Hastings. To tell the truth is to die. I am Aaron Swartz. To tell the truth is to die, for I am Pat fucking Tillman, ordered execution murderer by the very highest, told right in your face. To lie, loot, and steal is to be an oligarch god. Paulson rods the treasury for $40 billion. Alexander Hamilton, the first Secretary of the Treasury. Let's change him off the 10. For he is, they used to call it Hamiltonville. And when he paid himself? 0.0. We're about history, we're about the truth, and we're going to record it now. So in the future, when this culture flips, and it's going to flip, and we're going to flip it. The Million Mass March is gigantic. We're expecting over 500 cities this year. Over 500. We have media. We have the best vlogger and blogger there is. We have Justin King and his incredible, beautiful wife. Oh, he'll be our media. He'll do it. You know, we've got a lot of groups showing up this year. You know, I'm going to be in New York at the Steps on Halloween the 31st. I'll be doing my gig at Hamilton's Grave on the 2nd. You know, we'll walk to the Custom House November. I'll post all this information. You know, we're going to go to Aaron Swartz's building. I was there. I was right there with the day that Aaron died. You know, it's so heartbreaking. But these are illegal acts. These are murders. Doesn't matter. Michael Hayes pushed that gas pedal. They remote controlled it. They still did it. Same with Aaron Swartz. You're going to give him 35 years for what? Telling the truth? You know, young Manning, you're going to put Julian Son in the thing for what? Being a reporter like you did Dan Rather? Dan Rather, the guy who broke the back of the military complex in freaking Vietnam. You fire him for saying Bush is a draft dodger when Bush is a draft... What, you can't handle the truth? You don't want the truth? That freaking facade, we're burning the facade down. We're just about the truth. That's all. That's all. We're just about the reality. We're just about the, you know, Tariff Act of 1789. You know, we don't want to participate. You know, my stuff, I don't buy anything new. I buy everything retro. I don't participate in this Obaya consumption. You know, we used to have debates about sweatshops, Kathy Lee Gifford. Not now, you're all in. You know, a guy sent me an iPad. You know, I'm like, what are you doing? Dude, you know I don't. I buy everything retro, including this 1951 tripod. This shirt made by, you know, organic Belgium Waterloo wool. Excuse me, cotton. All roads lead to Vienna. All roads lead right here. So, it'll never happen. You can go along because the state of California has no balls, they have no teeth, they have nothing. I could prove it. I'm one of the guys that broke got the story out to Barbara Boxer's office, and she went after the N.R.C. and the nuclear cartel about Peavy and Cherry and their collusion. They have all the goods right there. Do you see Moonbeamer Brown charge them? Ha! This is a slam dunk case. Collusion. The California Public Commission, which is a powerful position. Why they're looting these houses? He's having a $250 plate dinner in San Francisco. Oh, I was there. And Cherry, it's supposed to be able to protect you. I mean, that works for PG&E, colluding together to loot you. That's what these looters are. They're not going to bury it on that beach. We're going to move the shit to Yucca Mountain. We're going to, bad idea? Yeah. Shoot it into space? Bad idea? Fuck yeah, bad idea. The best of the bad ideas, there's no other. The bad idea is this whole nuclear experiment and you just opening the fucking faucets. And Diablo Canyon's next. We're taking the mama's fucking heart back. That's the name of it. Fuck that Diablo Canyon shit. That's not its name. That's not its name. We're going back to the Shumash name, the mama's heart, blue hearts on Valentine's. Oh, I was there. So, remember all you fuckers in California, you come by, yeah, you know, you can pull back on me all you want. I've been fighting these fuckers since the 60s when they fucking human lab ratted me. I was conceived on that hill. They murdered my father, they tried to murder, I got AML leukemia, was given 2 months to fucking live. All these hearings, at the San Opera hearing on 2/12, I packed the fucking house. We fucking, you know, we caught that N.R.C. off guard. Why do you think they said, on D-Day, Cubs win, Cubs win, Cubs win, I says. You know, maybe they'll win tonight. I don't know. Go Pirates, huh? I don't know. 1-game playoff. That's what these fuckers think it is. It's a 1-game fucking playoff. Put it in fucking trucks, get it off that fucking cliff, and ship it before Mother Nature handles it for you. We went way too long in California without a fucking earthquake. It's going to happen, and these fuckers are, these control freaks, oh, we're just dropping strontium on you, that's all. Strontium 90 is one of the fucking evil, oh, and then you guys are going to start getting anal and argue, oh, strontium 90, you don't know your fucking ass. And you don't even know what they're dropping. What, you believe them because they said so? These are genocidal maniacs. They're going to take the earth with them when they go. That's what the evangelicals think. Jesus, you know, Joel Osteen's laughing all the way to his fucking devilish bank. All of them. So I'll be in New York. I'll list my events, Million Mass March. I'm going to carry Danielle's photo. Everything, that one truly broke my heart. Truly broke my heart. I got to get this. Stay in tune. Hello. Yeah.